By now you know that sound, and it means it's time for Cuyahoga's Most Wanted. Every week we partner with Cuyahoga County Sheriff's Department as well as Crime Stoppers of Cuyahoga County to feature 3 fugitives. These are people who could be on our street right now. They're making us all a little less safe. They're facing serious charges, innocent until proven guilty, but they shouldn't be on the street. They should be in a courtroom facing a judge for the charges and the warrants that are out for their arrest. We have a new guest in today. He's been with us a couple of times before, filling in for Detective Red Dyer. We've got Detective Randy Divis with the Cuyahoga County Sheriff's Department. Detective, how are you today?
I'm well. How are you doing?
Hey, it's great to have you back. We keep this going. We know this partnership works, whether directly or indirectly. 70% of the fugitives that are featured here on Cuyahoga's Most Wanted, when we show them on television as well, 70% end up getting captured by the incredible women and men of the Cuyahoga County Sheriff's Department and all of our detectives and first responders throughout Northeast Ohio who are out there, law enforcement working very hard to get people behind bars. Detective, we have this partnership for a reason. Why do we do this every week?
We do this every week to make our streets safer. Our goal is to get these fugitives in custody, more importantly in court, and to get our victims justice.
It is an important factor. Think about the people who have been victimized by fugitives who know this person's out there, has never gone to trial, maybe skipped probation, maybe they're a sex offender that hasn't registered. These are important crimes and individuals that need to be brought in. Detective, let's get to our very first case. Joseph Tomsky, what do we know?
Joseph Tomsky in 2018 pled guilty to attempted rape, gross sexual imposition, and endangering children. According to the indictments, the victim in the case was under 13 years of age. So as a condition of that plea, Joseph is required to register as a Tier 3 sex offender with the Sheriff's Department. He failed to register in January of this year, and a warrant was issued for his arrest. There are additional warrants for rape through APA. He's 5'6", 175 pounds, and last known to be staying in the 1500 block of West 102nd Street in the city of Cleveland.
Anytime we hear about a crime against a child, it just makes you shake your head. All the more reason to get this individual off our street. Let's get to our second fugitive of the day. What do we know about Philroy Johnson?
In May of 2023, detectives executed search warrants in the 5200 block of Henry Street in the city of Maple Heights. Large quantities of suspected fentanyl, cocaine, methamphetamine, loaded firearms, packing materials, scales, cell phones, cutting agents, miscellaneous paperwork, and over $100,000 in cash were recovered. Philroy is considered a major drug offender and also is prohibited from possessing firearms due to his criminal history. There are also additional warrants. He's wanted by the United States Marshal Service for weapons violations. Philroy Johnson is 6'1", 231 pounds, and last known to be staying at the 3700 block of East 143rd Street in the city of Cleveland.
And we know what drugs can do to our community. Somebody that's out there clearly a major drug offender pushing that kind of junk on our streets. That just can't happen. We're going to get to our third and final case. This is interesting. I'm not sure we've had this type of crime featured on Cuyahoga's Most Wanted, even though we've been doing this for a few years now. Let's get to the case of Latasha Carter. What do we know?
Latasha Carter, also known as Jamie Chambers, was receiving medical treatment using somebody else's identity at a hospital when she threatened to kill the nurse that was providing her medical attention and then threatened to kill the nurse's children. She failed to appear for a court hearing in November of 2023, and a warrant was issued for her arrest. Latasha also has warrants with the Orange Police Department for aggravated menacing, the Portage County Sheriff's Department for ID fraud and possession of drugs, as well as endangering children, the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office for theft of a motor vehicle, and the Guernsey County Sheriff's Office for drug possession. Latasha Carter is 5'5", 180 pounds, and last known to be staying at the 2700 block of Euclid Avenue in the city of Cleveland.
And you heard that right. She's wanted by 4, count it, 4 sheriff's departments throughout the state. That's somebody that we need in front of a judge. Before we get to our talk of reward money and how you can turn these individuals in, we're going to take a 60-second break. Stay with us. And welcome back. Detective, we do this for a reason because we're trying to keep our streets safer, but we understand people get nervous. They don't want to get involved. They don't want somebody that they turn in to find out when they go to court and they look at the court records, oh, John Smith is the one who made the phone call that got me busted. That's why Crime Stoppers works. Walk us through why people should feel safe calling in a tip.
People should feel safe because it's entirely anonymous. We don't use caller ID. The phones are not recorded. We actually don't want anyone's name. It's completely anonymous. They're provided a tip number, and they can check back in on that tip number to see if it's connected to a reward.
Yeah, 216-252-7463. Think about, we all order packages. Think about when you get a tracking number and you're tracking your package. That's exactly what happens here. Crime Stoppers is going to give you an ID number. You call back in 45 days, see if your tip led to an arrest, and you could be eligible for reward money. Detective Divis, when we start talking about up to a $5,000 reward, what do you like people to remember?
Oh, we like them to know that crime doesn't pay, but Crime Stoppers does.
Absolutely does. Detective Divis, thank you for filling in this week. We certainly appreciate it. And let's go out and get those fugitives. All right, take care. That's going to wrap it up for Cuyahoga's Most Wanted. Again, let's show you that tip number, 216-252-7463. Your ability to help clean up your neighborhood and get some justice for some victims. If we have any other breaking news, it'll be right here on our digital properties. Our 11 o'clock news, just about 13 minutes away on CW43. Then our noon news on Channel 19. Until then, I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News. Have a good afternoon. Let's go out and get them.
19 News is everywhere. Download our CTV apps and follow us on social media @Cleveland 19 News.